cars, and you guys know why. Because we need to be productive right now.
Anybody who's speaking just to kind of like go around the corner just to be ready as
The vice president talked a lot of bullshit. Saying, hey, that person was a domestic terrorist. Then guess what? Me, myself, I'm a domestic terrorist. Because I am one dire. And I go out 2 or 3 times a week with other well-minded Americans. And we go out and take pictures of the church. And we post those pictures. And we let everybody know. And guess what? It's going to be you guys next time. And it is you guys. So we're done with this shit. I'm happy that you guys are out here. Again, I didn't assemble this. This is the gentleman that's up there. He's going to be speaking in a few minutes. They already got a team of people speaking, so I'm just firing you guys up. There we go. And again, if you guys already don't know, there's a number that I want you guys to take a picture of right up here. All right, you see this number, guys? This is the number. When you call that number, it goes directly to me and the other people that are in the crowd that are ICE observers. Okay? So we get the call, and depending on the person that's in the area. Now again, I'm going to ask you guys to pay attention. We shoot the call to the area. People that are involved, you can walk and just go up and see it. We have people in cars that do drive. Like Renee Good, say her name. Renee! And we do the same thing. And I'm going to let you guys know a little something about it real quick. I am a 58-year-old American, 9/11 disabled American. Never in my life did I have a record as an organizer for the New York City District Council Caucus. Okay? No bullshit. I was involved with the PAC team. I was involved with the we need money for organizing. We need money to organize the laborers, the construction workers. That's what we did. And with Trump this year, I want you guys to know that with Trump this year, New York City District Council Carpenters was either DEI eliminated, which they did. We lost the Latino Carpenters Club. I was the vice president before I got disabled in 2019. We lost the Women's Club. We lost the Jamaican Club. We lost all of the clubs in the unions because they said that Trump, if you have a DEI program, you're going to lose funding. All of the unions have done the same thing. Because we kind of fun. So instead of me now going out there and
2 minutes.
Again,
2 minutes?
I go out there and I help you guys. That's what you decided yesterday. No, the day before yesterday. But we got a call that I was revolving around a block where there was a construction site. And there were 30 to 40 workers in the building. I was called because you see me now. I ain't have nothing to fucking hide and I got a big mouth. Like my wife said. So I went by and the guy said, listen, I'm a little afraid to go in to speak to them. And we're good to go. So I ended up going with that gentleman and talked to the contractor. And he saw the union and said, no, we don't want union. I said, no, forget about union. Don't worry about the 40 workers you got in there, they're going to get tagged. Why? I said, probably wrong block. Holy shit, really? Yes. Can we speak to them? He allowed us to go in and speak to them. GCs are doing it because they realize that their labor is immigrant labor. They're the ones that are coming to work. So as you see it, we went in, we spoke to the workers, we told them, they were like, we didn't even know. They set themselves up at the end of the evening to be able to leave safely. And the reminder was, you guys got to come back tomorrow to work. So go home safely. Make sure you're good. And the contractor was like, Jesus, I never heard anybody tell my workers to come back. I said, yeah, because they're here for a job. They got to feed their families. So when you're ready,
thank you so much.
Take it over.
Thank you so much, everybody. Hope everyone's having a good day today. Say it once, say it twice. Say it once, say it twice, we don't put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice, we do not put up with ICE.
Say it once, say it twice, we don't put up with ICE.
Say it once, say it again, we don't put up with ICE. Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Sincerely, sometimes when you're home, staring at your phone, you forget that you're not alone. Thousands of us this weekend are angry at the recklessness of this presidential administration and the mass military that are now patrolling American cities. Agents patrolling New York, Chicago, Atlanta, and I know that Jersey City was on the list of sanctuary cities. Taking the life of a woman in Minnesota, defending her immigrant neighbors, a woman, a good Samaritan, is now being called the worst criminal there is. Shame. You're here because we want. No. We need protection from this rogue agency. Not just legislative protection, which would be nice, but community to protect one another. You, your neighbors, your friends, your family. Not to embellish, but this is a battle on multiple fronts. Not just Trump's targeting states with military, but a battle in reality. We've seen lie after lie after lie after lie. From a woman in Minnesota being labeled a terrorist, to millions of people being labeled criminals for being undocumented. So, shame. So much so that we've seen federal agents going after visa and green card holders. People doing it the right way. Shame.
Shame!
Legal residents have been caught up in this wide net as well. From Mahmoud Khalil, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, people who were targeted by the White House, not just through propaganda, but through detention for weeks, months on end. Shame. This is fascism right in the open. Are we going to put up with that? No. Are we going to put up with fascism? No. Does reality bend to the will of the president? Do masked men have the right to detain anyone off of their accent or the color of their skin? Say it loud, say it twice.
We do not put up with ICE!
Say it loud, say it twice. We do not put up with ICE. Thank you so much, guys. There's a lot of work going on behind the scenes, from mutual aid to the legislative, and now our first speaker, from so many organizations. Oh, yes? 1 second for safety concerns. Thank you so much.
Hi,
Sorry about that.
just some really quick housekeeping. My name's Alicia. I am one of the organizers with Soul running this rally. We're expecting this to be very peaceful, but in case anybody feels unsafe for any reason, we have some safety marshals walking around. Those will be the people in the yellow vests, if you just raise your hands. Yes, thank you so much. And just wave them down and they'll help out. Thank you everyone so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Right? No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. Thank you so much. No ICE in our state. Thank you so much. Right now, we're going to include Stephanie, who is involved with Eyes on Ice, Soul Jersey City, Nitty Gritty, and Cosecha. There's a lot of organizations doing great work, from mutual aid to just helping people move funds. Thank you so much. Stephanie, please come on. What do I do with this?
Just it. Good afternoon. We are here to honor the memory of those who have died from the violence that ICE causes. This includes 2 New Jersey residents, John Wilson Brutus and Luis Beltran Yanes Cruz, both who died in ICE custody. We also honor the memory of Renee Nicole Good. Last July, I drove about 4 miles from my Jersey City home to Delaney Hall, the privately owned immigration detention center, what is essentially an internment camp, to see it with my own eyes. Since then, I've returned every week since July and have met and kept in touch with family members who go to Delaney to visit their loved ones. When preparing for this speech, I asked them to send me a few words on how ICE abductions have impacted their families. They are also experiencing violence. The violence of separations, financial crises, trauma. As I read their words, which will be hard to hear, I also want us to keep in mind the words of activists Miriam Kaba and Kelly Hayes, The practice of hope makes victories possible. I'd like us to ask ourselves, what do we hope for, and how can we be active in moving that way? From Rebecca, my husband didn't die, but a family was destroyed. A home was broken. My children suffer. I am traumatized, tired of crying in the shower so my children don't see me. At work, they say I look worse, that maybe I'm sick. This policy, this president is killing us. From Mary, as a wife, I ask you please also to speak about the health issues of people inside Delaney. My husband has been sick twice in the past month with fever, headache, and discomfort, and they won't give him any medication. This is inhumane. Where are their human rights? From Nora, it's not easy getting up every day and seeing my children with no desire to get up, with depression, no appetite. Believe me, they are emotionally unwell. I feel tied, hand and foot, not knowing what to do. I ask God to keep me strong and that all this will pass. From Teresa, I have my 5-year-old daughter with depression, anxiety, panic attacks. We have been going through a difficult situation since my husband was arrested without a warrant or criminal record. I almost ended up on the street with my 2 children. I was scammed by a so-called lawyer for $13,000. She deceived me, saying my husband would be released on bail. I felt like dying, and she left me with nothing. But one day we will see God's justice. I will keep fighting for my husband. From Laura, hi Stephanie, I just wanted to tell you that tomorrow they are operating on my niece's little head. It's so hard knowing that her dad is detained and her mom is alone, without the support of my brother. She asked me many times why so many families are broken apart. We're not criminals. We're just looking for a better life. My brother is desperate that he's not able to do anything, knowing that his daughter is just hours away from her surgery on her little head. And finally, from Susana, these 7 months since the detention of my husband, Martin, have been extremely difficult for our lives because he was our support, the one who worked and covered all the household expenses, food, rent, bills, and all our needs. For him, it has been very difficult to be locked up for very long. Psychologically, he is depressed and desperate because he can't help us, and he's not doing well. Also, the food they give them harms him a lot. He is sick all the time. The children are having a very hard time as well. They are very sad that their father has not returned home. My oldest son is thinking about whether he'll continue studying at the university because his father, who helped him financially, is not here. ICE doesn't care about harming people. We're not criminals. We don't harm anyone. The only thing we want is to be together as a family and move forward together. I hope and pray to God that he touches their hearts and that they stop all of this, because they have no idea the harm they are causing us. At this moment, we have many needs. Our savings are running out to pay our rent, bills, and cover our necessities. Right now, we do not know what to do, only to ask God to help us, not to abandon us, so we can keep moving forward. I hope they stop separating families, fathers from their children, and wives and mothers from their children and husbands as well. These are the words of your community members. I asked them to send me their words, and this is what they told me. The practice of hope makes victory possible. We are practicing hope by just being here. We are practicing hope by supporting one of the targets of an administration that inflicts violence on our community members. We are practicing hope because by doing this, we are protecting democracy. Yes, we have lost a lot. We're here to honor the lives of those who have been lost, because of ICE. But we will lose less if we keep fighting. So that's what we'll continue to do. I'm going to end with a few concrete ways to practice hope. Continue to show up at community events like these. Join the Jersey City Rapid Response Network. Support impacted families directly by going to the link tree posted on the SO Instagram page. There are so many different ways to participate in community support. And you can reach out to SO or Nitty Gritty or any one of the organizations here. Thank you.
Do you want me to clip it on, hold it?
Immigrant rights are under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
As Stephanie has pointed out, there are many ways where you can get involved. As we are seeing, it is affecting so many other people other than just the undocumented, the legal residents, and also, again, the reason that has caused all this anger is Renee Good. And Renee Good.
Renee Good.
Thank you so much. Right now, I'm gonna introduce the upcoming mayor of Jersey City, James Solomon. Thank you for. I just lost my chance.
All right. Thank you all for being here today and speaking out for the rights and the values that we hold dear in Jersey City and across this country. When Renee Good was murdered a few days ago, it was the inevitable result of what we have seen from the authoritarian in the White House. When you flood peaceful communities with poorly trained, masked agents of the regime, this is what happens. And it wasn't just the ICE agent who murdered Renee Good. It is the responsibility of Kristi Noem and Donald Trump, because we knew this was going to happen. And we have seen this all across the state of New Jersey. Families who only are just trying to live their lives, send their kids to public school, work their jobs, who have been riven with fear. Fear that they're going to be picked up as they're dropping their kid off to school. Fear they're going to be picked up at their place of work. We have seen illegal raid after illegal raid after illegal raid, with over 70% of those detained having not a single criminal record or charge whatsoever. This is a campaign, shame, that's right, shame. This is a campaign to drive terror among immigrant communities and to assert white power across this country, and we are going to stand up and fight back. In Jersey City, when Donald Trump and Pam Bondi sued us over our sanctuary city status, our message was clear: go kick rocks. Our values are not for sale, they are not for compromise, and in America's Golden Door, the home of Ellis Island, we will say proudly each and every day that the immigrant communities of Jersey City make us better, and we will have their backs because they have our backs. And you have my commitment as the next mayor, and I'm sure the full city council. We are going to continue to fight. We are going to continue to stand up. And you have my promise. One of my very first acts as the mayor is going to be to sign an executive order mandating training across all of Jersey City, whether it's our uniformed personnel or civilians, in what it means to be a sanctuary city. And it is clear, we do not voluntarily cooperate with ICE. That is the message, that is the policy of the city, and every single member of Jersey City is going to stand by that. So you have my promise and commitment. I will always be with you. I want to thank the activists and advocates who have been on the ground at Delaney Hall, fighting, bringing attention, showing us the horrors that are happening there, and we will do everything we can to stand with them. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for your time, Mayor-elect. No hate, no fear. Immigrants are welcome here. No hate, no fear. No fear. Immigrants are welcome here. Immigrants are welcome here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. For now, we're going to include Carissa Cunningham from DSA. Thank you so much for your time.
Fascists would have us believe that it is more normal for a mother to be shot in the head by a masked federal agent than for people to have the basic right to life, health care, a living wage, dignity, and an escape from material conditions created by our own government's complicity in imperialism around the world. They would have us believe it is normal to operate a concentration camp on land so abused by capitalistic greed that it is unlivable for humans and animals alike, rather than to have schools, workplaces, parks, and hospitals and community. They would have us believe there is no way to live a good life without turning on our neighbors, without allowing genocidal violence both abroad and at home. That is the only way. But what we know, what Renee knew, is that the good life is never possible without our community, all of our community. We will not be told that we must cut off parts of our community, ignore them, imprison them, kidnap them, or abuse them so that some of us can live well. As socialists, we know there is another way, a path towards life, a path toward government that works for us, instead of telling us to tear ourselves apart so that a few can have a little. We reject that lie. That is why we say clearly, ICE must be abolished. No one is disposable. No one is illegal on stolen land. Our communities do not need terror to survive. We know there is more than enough for everyone in this country right now. It is time to take back the resources of this land and turn them into life-giving institutions instead of an imperial war machine and a fascist prison system. We can do better. We, the working class, are the only hope that we have. We will protect our neighbors, just as Renee did. We will not stand by and let fascists take our communities. Yes, we mourn our dead and everything else that they have taken from us. But we will continue to give life. We have to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Carissa. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportations. Money for jobs and education, not for wars and deportation. One more time. Money for jobs and education, not for wars and deportation. Thank you so much, guys. ICE has billions of dollars right now in their budget, money wasted on harassing communities. Thank you so much for pointing it out, Carissa. Right now, I would like to welcome two more members of the Jersey City DSA, members Jake Efros and Joel Brooks. Thank you.
There we go. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Joel Brooks. I am the council member elect for Ward B of Jersey City, and excited to serve you and be sworn in as of this Thursday. A little bit about myself. I was born in Honduras, in Central America, and I just want to talk a little bit about why people migrate, why people come to this country. CAFTA, the free trade agreement. There is a free trade zone in Honduras which allows multinational corporations to pay workers less than the Honduran minimum wage. So people that come to this country, shame, that's right, that's right. People that migrate to this country, because migration is a human right, an internationally recognized human right, they're coming for a better life. And they're coming because they're being exploited. So I just wanted to give a little background there. There is a family in Ward B whose dad was deported. And we've been talking to a journalist. We're going to kind of be revealing stuff this week. But I just wanted to, Stephanie talked about the impact on families. I want to just speak to this particular family. A 3-bedroom apartment, $2,600. The father was deported. He was a union member. He told me, I came here to build, not to destroy. And he was deported. So these are the people that ICE is picking up and is abducting, kidnapping, and deporting. It is rending destruction, suffering, and as an elected official, Jake and I are going, like the mayor said, we are going to stand up and we are going to fight. We are going to make sure that we have the strongest sanctuary city protections possible. And that we're not going to permit masked thugs, agents in our city.
Hell no.
Right? All right, thank you, everybody. Here's Jake.
My name is Jake Efros. I'm elected councilperson for Ward D up in the Heights. Thanks to everyone for being out here today to brave a little bit of cold and make sure that we show solidarity with our immigrant communities, obviously with Renee Good, and everyone that's been attacked by ICE. Our community up in the Heights has seen a parent ripped from their child out of their car. They've seen workers get picked up outside of a Walgreens. We've seen attack after attack on our community. And of course, this is not just this year with Trump, right? 5 years ago, we were out there protesting the ICE jail that was here in Hudson County to get that shut down, and activists led by the hunger strikers in that ICE jail got that jail shut down. They got that detention center shut down. So demonstration, protest, building our movement, it can work. We just have to be here with each other like you all are here right now. And if you have ever asked yourself, wow, what would I do if I lived in times where the right wing was ascendant, where fascism was on the rise, if I lived in a time where a police state was starting to come after my neighbors, what would I do? We're living in that now. That is today. And we have to do what we're doing right now, which is speaking out, organizing together, and saying, ICE, you are not welcome here in Jersey City. They can get the hell out of Jersey City, and we don't just intend to tweak ICE or suggest they leave, we intend to abolish ICE completely. I'm optimistic that our city government coming in is going to send that strong message that they are not welcome here, to make sure that we stop those masked rogue agents from storming our streets, to protect our communities in every way possible. As our comrade Carissa said, us as working class people, we are the ones that are going to save us. We are the ones that are going to keep us safe. So let's do that. Let's keep each other safe, let's keep each other close, and let's get ICE the hell out of here. Solidarity.
Thanks, brother. Yeah.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be defeated. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be divided. Thank you so much, guys. Right now, we'll have Ron Bautista, community advocate, speaking. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Ron Bautista. I'm a community advocate here in Hudson County. I was undocumented for my first 11 years here in this country. I came in 1999. I was fortunate enough that I had a pathway to citizenship. And I take that with big responsibility, with the responsibility now as a US citizen for the past 10 years to be able to speak up, to stand up. And really what we're seeing today is the fear that we've had since then. It's the fear that some rogue agent can come in and snatch you away. My dad, may he rest in peace, his fear back then was like, he would tell me, it's not that they'll send me just send me home. It's that they'll put me in jail first, that they'll treat me like a criminal, when all I wanted to do was to give a good future for my kids, for my wife, for my family. And really, it's also showing how we knew from the beginning that this wasn't just an issue with immigrants, that they're coming for everyone, and that our neighbors have to feel not just our support like they do today, they have to feel also the support from local government, for the local elected officials, for the process to be in place, not just to not collaborate with ICE, also to prevent the kidnapping of our neighbors like the way they're doing right now. I stand here with you today not just to ask you to vote in elections, not just to ask you to come to rallies, but really to continue to organize the way you all have done that, the way to really make sure that we know our rights, but keep recording, keep those phones up, keep showing up, and that it's only been a year, but we have a long way to go. The inspiration and the change we want to see right now, it's all of you, it's us, and it comes from us. So thank you so much. Let's get out there. Let's make sure that we keep fighting for everyone, not just yourself.
It's now. You ready?
Yes. Thank you so much, Ron. All right, I'll try my best with this. La gente escucha, estamos en la lucha. Thank you so much. All right, next speaker is Assemblyman-elect Ravi Bala.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are we doing? I want to make sure that we remember what Councilman and Mayor-elect James Solomon said. His first act is going to be to strengthen the sanctuary laws in the city of Jersey City so that you are more protected. My first act in office when I was elected mayor, the very first thing I did was sign an executive order declaring Hoboken a sanctuary city. And that means that it's Hoboken, as my police chief said, in Hoboken, we don't play nice with ICE, all right? So, well, you got to understand, this isn't just about undocumented residents in communities across America. Has anyone heard what J.D. Vance said recently at the Turning Point Conference, whatever it's called? He was talking about what he calls heritage Americans, Americans who have been here for centuries. Those are the people who have greater rights. So that means that my father, who came to this country in the 1960s and naturalized, can be denaturalized. Second generation Americans could be denaturalized. So this is an attack that's starting on undocumented residents in America, but then they're going to go after naturalized citizens and second generation people. So this is an attack on people who are not, as Councilman Mayor Solomon said, are not supporting white power and white Americans. This is straight up racist dictatorialism and authoritarianism. We have to fight back. We have to fight back strong. And when these people come into our communities, so-called ICE, so-called law enforcement, look at what they're doing. They're wearing a mask. They don't want to even show their identity. They're wearing these uniforms they're wearing these uniforms. Have you ever been to Spirit Halloween for Halloween? It looks like they got these uniforms at Spirit Halloween. I don't know. They have no identification. They are not law enforcement. They make my police officers in Hoboken, they disrespect them. They disrespect the police officers in Jersey City who are protecting communities, who are doing their job. They are not here to protect us. They are here to oppress us. And even though it seems like sometimes to me it's that we're going into some sort of a death spiral, I want you guys to know that we should have hope, because when we fight on the streets, when we fight at the city council, when we fight at the county commissioner's office, when we fight at the state legislature and the U.S. Congress, we will make change and we will abolish ICE eventually. So it's really that totality, it's that movement that makes this country great, that we can agitate in a peaceful manner, we can agitate for who we are, we're Americans, and in this country, in the state of New Jersey, in Jersey City, in Hoboken, it doesn't matter what your status is, whether you're documented or undocumented. The U.S. Constitution says that everyone in this country, when you touch foot on this soil, you have equal rights under the law. That's the American way. So with that, I want to say keep fighting. Thank you for having me. Let's move forward. This is a nationwide movement. Thank you.
Thank you so much. When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? When immigrant rights are under attack, what do we do? Thank you so much, everybody. Right now, I would like to welcome, before I do, one of the stories I mentioned earlier was about Mahmoud Khalil. Legal resident, had his papers, and the federal government not only detained him for months on end, separated from their newly born baby, but they scorched his name, libeled his name as a terrorist. Lies upon lies upon lies. And that's why we're here. Shame.
Shame!
One more time. Shame.
Shame!
Thank you so much. Right now, I would like to welcome Senior Advisor of CARE Action New Jersey, Ali Al-Ajara. Thank you so much.
Thank you all, thank you all. Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Whose streets?
Our streets!
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now hopefully ICE doesn't take me away after saying that, because that is the reality of where our country is. Because where we stand right now, if you're Muslim, if you're Hispanic, if you stand up for Palestine, ICE is going to take you away. That is the fact of the matter. And I say shame. 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 Because what we saw in Minneapolis is that we have a poor woman, a daughter, a mother that was senselessly killed by ICE. Shame. 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 And now, as a result of that, we're organizing, we're gathering. I'm here right now in Jersey City, and at 3 o'clock, I'll be in Clifton over the same thing. Over the same thing that we are organizing, that we are coming together. Because it shows that it didn't stop with Mahmoud Khalil. It didn't stop with Nakat Gordia, who's still in Texas right now, locked up by ICE. Shame! If we are going to liberate not only ourselves and liberate this nation,
We have to organize in order for that liberation to happen. It does not mean for us to just say stop ICE. That means we have to stand up against ICE. If we see ICE on the streets, we have to stand and protect our migrants. We have to stand and protect our immigrants. That is the only way we are going to stop ICE. And if we want to abolish ICE, we have to actually organize and get the politicians, get the candidates, and force them to say that they are going to abolish ICE. That is the way to do it. Now, I want to end on a chant. When I say abolish who, you say abolish ICE. You ready? Abolish who? Abolish who? Abolish who? Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. What do we want? Abolish ICE. What do we want? Abolish ICE. What do we want? Abolish ICE. Thank you so much. Right now I'll be introducing Assembly-elect Katie Brennan.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Morning. Justice for John Wilson Brutus. Justice for Keith Porter. Justice for Renee Good. We can be mad, we can be scared, but we cannot be stopped. We will not stop until ICE is out of JC. We will not stop until the Immigrant Trust Act is passed in Trenton next week. You all made that happen. You all made that happen. And we will not stop until we abolish ICE. To every person who has been demanding justice at Delaney Hall, to every person who has intervened in ICE abduction, to every person who has helped families connect and find their loved ones, to every person who has put themselves at risk, thank you. Thank you for doing that work. You shouldn't have to, but thank you. I'd like to honor my neighbor, Robert Fu. What happened to Renee and what has been happening around the country is not new. A few days after Christmas, Robert was in North Bergen with several of you, probably, several organizers. That's right there. And he, a 71-year-old man who was filming and trying to intervene as ICE was snatching people from bus stops, was shoved to the ground and held by his collar and jerked around. And thank God he is okay. Thank God. But what Robert said when he told me this was he said, what can we do to hold ICE accountable? And so that is our charge. While we fight for that ultimate justice of abolishing ICE, while we fight to end this terrible regime, what can we do? It is not just passing now the Immigrant Trust Act next week in Trenton. It is going further. It is making sure that we are unmasking people. It is that we are using the full force of New Jersey's law to hold people accountable, to make sure that things that are not completely lawless in our states and in our country. So thank you. For Robert, who could not be here today, thank you. We will make sure that we are unmasking ICE and that we are holding them accountable for you. We will, while we fight for this ultimate justice, while we fight to abolish ICE, we will continue to show up. Because again, we can be mad, we can be scared, but we will not be stopped. So thank you all. The people united will never be defeated. Thank you, Jersey. United will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. One more time. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right now, I would like to introduce a member from Cosecha, Lee, doing a lot of work, so much work behind the scenes, from Delaney Hall to providing funds to advocacy to all these rights. Thank you so much, Lee.
We said it once, we said it twice, we will not put up with ICE. We said it once, we said it twice, we will not put up with ICE. We said it once, we said it twice. We will not put up with ICE. We said it once, we said it twice. We will not put up with ICE. That's right. It's always a good day when I see Jersey City come out and protest. Among you, I see my teachers. Among you, I see my friends. And among you, I see people who support immigrants' rights. From the time that I've been here to now, to the escalation that we have seen this past week and this past months. Among you, I also see Renee, because among you, I see my community. Renee reminds us of an undeniable truth, that ICE is outside being aggressive towards our community members, to the people who do rapid response, to the people who are there simply watching, making sure that ICE is not breaking constitutional rights. This is a reminder that an injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. It is a reminder that we must take care of each other, because there is systematic oppression being funded by the federal government. At the end of this month, Congress will give ICE $20 billion. They didn't ask for any of our consent. They didn't ask anybody here for our consent on how they use this money. I want that to be very clear, that they made that choice, and that choice speaks louder than words. The fact that right now, people are struggling to buy groceries, people are struggling to pay rent, that in our neighbor cities, like Passaic and Patterson, the feds are pulling funding. And at the same damn time, they are training 2,000 ICE agents, getting paid $50,000 a year. That is spit on the face of the people who work every day. For the undocumented worker, for the immigrant, and for the average U.S. citizen that pays taxes. That's right. Fuck ICE all the way back to D.C. I want to re-highlight something that Brother Ali mentioned, and that is that LECA has now been set free. LECA's constitutional rights to freedom of expression is currently being violated and has been violated for the past months. We must demand her freedom, because there is no reason why she has to be detained currently right now. Unfortunately, things have escalated so much that just last week in Union City, in North Bergen, in West New York, we have seen ICE feel so comfortable that they are coming into our NJ Transit buses and they're pulling people out. When we brought this up to the New Jersey Transit, they said that their workers are not allowed to not let feds in. I think we can change that. I think we can prioritize our community members. Tomorrow, there will be many people coming down to Trenton to fight for immigrant protection bills. These bills are very plain. These bills tell the government that they are not allowed near our schools, that they are not allowed near our churches or our hospitals. It is very unfortunate that up to this day, we are not taking this shit seriously enough to protect our students. I'm hearing from teachers, I'm hearing from counselors, that so many students are being absent because their families are scared to send them back to school. That is a fucking shame. Y'all, it is very unfortunate also that we have hit a bottleneck. Right now, there is so many immigrants at Delaney Hall without any type of legal representation. It's a shame that they have been building our cities, that we have been building our cities. And in a time of need, in a time where things have escalated so much that people fear to go to work, that we're not stepping up. And I take that as a personal challenge, and I believe that everybody here can make it possible so that the state can provide legal representation to all the immigrants who currently do not have one. Lastly, y'all, for the people who is their first time coming to this type of protest, I want you to look around you. I want you to see the people who are out here today. I want you to start recognizing oppressors and start recognizing community. Because one day, that will be extremely important. And I wish that everybody would take care of each other and make sure that ICE is not taking more innocent lives. This week also, we have seen the detainment of teenagers who from the start said, we are U.S. citizens. One of them was beat up and thrown out of an ICE vehicle once they found out that he was a U.S. citizen. This is the type of oppression that we are facing right now. And it will take all of us to keep an eye on each other, to keep showing up, to keep joining the networks, to become volunteers to interpret for people who may not speak the language. It will be up to us to make that change. No one's coming to rescue us. It will be our power, collective power. So with that said, I want you to join me in a chant. It says, no justice, no peace, we will get ICE out of our streets. No justice, no peace, we will get ICE out of our streets. No justice, no peace, we'll get ICE off of our streets. Thank you.
Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for wars and deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for wars and deportation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Lee, for those words. Right now, we will be welcoming Elaine Little, Councilwoman-elect. Thank you.
Henry Ruiz Guillen. Sarawit Gezahagan Dejene, Maxim Cherniak, Juan Alexis Tineo Martinez, Brian Garzon Rayo, Non Wok Win, Marie Ange Blaze, Abelardo Avellaneda Delgado, Jesus Molina Bea, Johnny Noviejo, Isidro Perez, Tien Xuan Fan, Chaofeng Ji, Lorenzo Antonio Batres Vargas, Oscar Rascon Duarte, Santos Panegas Reyes, Ismael Ayala Uribe, Norlan Guzman Fuentes, Huabing Xia, Leo Cruz Silva, Hassan Ali Mo Saleh, Josue Castro Rivera, Gabriel Garcia Aviles, Kai Yin Wang, Francisco Gaspar Andres, Pete Sumalo Montejo, Shiraz Fatehali Sachwani, Jean Wilson Brutus, Fuad Said Abdul Kadir, Delvin Francisco Rodriguez, Nenko Stanev Ganchev, Keith Porter, Renee Nicole Good. They came from all over the world. They were young and old, undocumented, documented, immigrants, US citizens. What they all have in common is that none of them deserved to die at the hands of ICE. No justice, no peace. ICE has been operating as a rogue paramilitary force, from snatching people off the street into unmarked vehicles, to arresting people at their legal asylum hearings, to shooting a mother of 3 in the face and killing her just this week. Shame. We are here today to say, not one more. Jersey City, home to the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, is America's golden door. 40% of our neighbors were not born in this country. And I'm proud to know that Jersey City is already a sanctuary city and has been for years, but we can do more to make sure that these protections are as strong as possible and are enacted. And we also are here to demand that our state legislature pass the Immigrant Trust Act now. Y a todos los inmigrantes en Jersey City, sepan esto. Ustedes son vecinos valorados y queridos, sin importar su estatus migratorio. Esta ciudad ha sido, es y siempre será una ciudad construida con la sangre, el sudor y las lágrimas de la gente inmigrante. Y nuestra ciudad seguirá siendo la puerta dorada de este país. Pueden contar con nosotros para defender sus derechos. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be divided. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. The people united will never be divided. Thank you all for being here today.
Thank you so much. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. No justice, no peace. We want ICE off our streets. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Elaine Little. Right now, I'll be introducing the primary sponsor for the immigrant trust bills voted on tomorrow. Bother your legislators, call them, we need to get protections. Thank you so much. I will now be introducing State Senator Raj Mukherjee.
El pueblo unidos jamás será vencido. The people united will never be defeated. While we continue to endure school shootings in our democracy and gun violence on our streets, the ATF has an annual budget of about $1.6 billion. Now, these guys, MAGA, we just attacked Venezuela ostensibly over counter-narcotics. They ought to care a lot about counter-narcotics operations. The DEA's annual budget, and it's not unimpressive, is about about $2.6 billion. But even before the additional appropriation Congress will be taking up later this month, over the last year, ICE, which went from $6 to $9 billion annual budget over the last decade, got a $75 billion handout from Congress and Trump, which, if you average that out over the next 4 years, $25 billion a year to play with to violate our civil rights and the Constitution of the United States. Over 10 times the DEA's budget, more than the budgets of the FBI, the DEA, ATF, the U.S. Marshals, and other federal law enforcement agencies' budgets combined, while we're kicking people off of SNAP benefits, while we're kicking families with children off of health care. That's what's happening in America right now. Now, we've heard a number of our wonderful speakers talk about what we need to do down in Trenton to combat the horrific actions we're seeing come out of Washington, and the responsibility our state legislature has to pass the package of immigrant trust bills, which I originally wrote years ago as the Values Act, and I'm proud to be a primary sponsor of today, codifying our Immigrant Trust Directive, passing the Safe Communities Act, and a co-sponsor, the third, which would protect the privacy of our immigrant sisters and brothers. And yes, they are being voted on tomorrow by the Senate and the Assembly of our state, and they are long overdue to be passed. But I want to talk about a couple of myths. First of all, these bills are pro-public safety. They will make us all safer because our tax dollars and our resources as New Jerseyans should be going to ensure that police can fight crime, prevent violence. Right, but I hear you, but in order to end the violence on our streets, our resources should not be subsidizing the work of ICE or deputizing our police to do the work of federal immigration officials. Is ICE making anybody feel safer in America today? Secondly, the idea that these bills are preempted by federal law is total BS. The federal courts have ruled on our Immigrant Trust Directive, and because of the anti-commandeering clause in our Constitution, states cannot be made to do the work of the federal government, and neither can our local governments. Finally, it was bad enough when they were yanking our law-abiding immigrant neighbors and green card holders and lawfully present immigrants as well out of their cars, Americans out of their cruise ship bedrooms. But now they're killing Americans on the street, as I said to the Senate committee earlier this week in my testimony. And on January 7th in the afternoon, when I went to go pick up my 6-year-old son, same age as Renee Nicole Good's son, from school, from first grade in downtown Jersey City, I hugged him a little tighter than usual. I squeezed him a little tighter than usual. And he likes playing with videos on my phone, on Instagram. His favorite thing, weirdly enough, is to edit the grammar in the captions. He likes doing that at bedtime. And that night, when he was editing my testimony, helping me edit testimony before the Senate committee, he made me replay the fact that Renee Nicole Good's 3 children woke up without a mother that morning because it was the day after. So the next morning when I dropped them off at school, I hugged him a little tighter again. And it broke my heart because he asked me, is this because of that woman and her son who's my age? That is not the country or the Constitution I took an oath to defend in the Marine Corps. That is not the democracy that any of us deserve. And just because you don't take an interest in politics doesn't mean politics won't take an interest in you. So thank you to every natural-born American who's here to stand with all of us who are immigrants or who are children of immigrants. Thank you to my partners in the Assembly, Assemblyman-elect Bala, who didn't wait for our legislator to do this and signed the executive order as soon as he became mayor of Hoboken. Thank you to Assemblywoman-elect Brennan, who I know will stand with me in sponsoring the additional bills to make sure that our state is doing our part. Thank you to the mayor-elect and all the council members who have vowed to protect this city and all of our neighbors without regard to immigration status. We will all stand together, and our country and our democracy will endure, and all of us will eventually get through this dark period in our history. God bless you all.
Thank you so much. Say it once, say it twice, we will not put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice. We will not put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice, we will not put up with ICE. Money for jobs and education, not for wars or deportation. Money for jobs and education, not for wars and deportation. Thank you. It's been a long day. A year ago, I wouldn't imagine myself being here. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Whoever is telling you that none of this is a big deal, they are lying to your face. The federal government telling anyone that they're domestic terrorists for caring for the less fortunate is lying to you. We have the golden door right on that sign with the Statue of Liberty. United we stand, divided we fall, right? I don't know. But again, right now we have another ally of ours from Estamos Unidos. She's around here kind of set up. It's very surreal also at the fact that not just one life has been taken, but so many have been affected, not just death, but also the incarceration of so many who have done nothing wrong. And I would like to welcome She here, if that would be okay. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Jersey City. Good afternoon, Hudson County. Before I begin, I'd love for us to all take a collective deep breath because I know it all feels so heavy right now. So if we can do that together, please. Inhale in and exhale. Thank you so much. I can't express how grateful I feel to see all of you here today. I feel safe and I feel your radiant energy. My name is Shai and I'm a member of Estamos Unidos, New Jersey, which translates to We Are United. We are simply a group of community members from Hudson and Bergen County who care deeply about our neighbors. We came together out of necessity with love for our community at the forefront. For context, there's been over 30 abductions a month between Union City and Cliffside Park. During the week of Christmas and New Year's Eve, ICE began targeting bus stops. No questions asked. They just pulled up beside the streets and began to grab our neighbors. Our neighbors were there simply waiting for the bus to go to work. Just this week, it was mentioned earlier, ICE followed a woman from her home to a bus stop on 64th Street and Burger Line in West New York. When the bus arrived, she got on, and ICE was not far behind. They surrounded the bus, forcing it to stop, and went inside to detain her. We are demanding NJ Transit to create policy that would require a warrant to enter their buses. It was also mentioned that we are urging everyone here to please contact your state representatives. Tell your friends, tell your families, tell anyone you come across. Tomorrow, a bill requiring e-bike rider to get a license and insurance is going up for a vote. Our legislators need to vote no. This would be way too expensive for our working class immigrant communities in Hudson County, and it would invite a stop and frisk type of policy with bikers, putting immigrants and people of color more in contact with fines, fees, and policing that would also flag someone for ICE. We know that ICE has been increasing license and registration data somehow in our area, and we don't want that for our bikers. So tell them to vote no on S4834/A625. Tomorrow, please. In that same call, we are urging our representatives to vote yes on the ITA package, the Immigrant Trust Act, which is also up for a vote tomorrow. We need our legislators to vote yes. No more lip service. We're tired of it. How many times do we need to hear speeches from them? How many times do we need to stand here before they actually do something? We are here to remember and acknowledge the people who have died at the hands of ICE and the cruel and lying Department of Homeland Security. We raise our voices for our sister, the sparkling Renee Nicole Good. I think we can all agree that what we witnessed through our screens was absolutely horrific and uncalled for, and she should still be here with us today. But what it highlights is the cruelty in which ICE conducts itself. Had it not been for the powerful weapon of our phones, we would have not known the truth of that day's events. Unfortunately, there are many others whose stories we do not know, like U.S. citizen Keith Porter of California, like John Wilson Brudas, a Haitian immigrant who died at Delaney Hall in Newark back in December. I'm here to tell you about another person, a man who had been in the United States for over 30 years. Someone who resided in my neighborhood, in my town, neighboring city of Union City. He was a father, a husband, a friend, and a hard-working man by the name of Luis Beltran Yanez Cruz, also known as Pico de Oro. Pico de Oro means golden beak in Spanish. It's a term used for someone who possesses the gift of gab. Luis was kidnapped on Summit and Hague in November, was taken to Delaney Hall. He was then transferred to a detention center in Arizona, then was transferred once more to California. A few days ago, The official ICE website released a deceitful press release regarding the death of our community member, Luis. We are here to speak his truth. First, they stated that he had been admitted to the hospital for heart-related issues and claimed that those in custody reside in safe, secure, and humane environments. Lies, exactly. Luis did not suffer from heart-related issues before entering the detention center. When he entered the detention center in Arizona, he got sick with horrible stomach pains. When he was sent to California 3 to 4 days later, he started to feel horrible and wanted to throw up his food. He asked for medical attention, but it was ignored. They only provided pain relief medicine, but never did anything about the underlying pain he was dealing with. Second, U.S. Border Control arrested him. They claimed that U.S. Border Control arrested him near Eagle Pass, Texas, in June of 1993 for illegal entry, and he was subsequently removed from the United States. His family is sure this did not occur. Jocelyn and her mother confirmed that they all lived in Eagle Pass, Texas until Jocelyn was 7 years old. He was never arrested in 1993 or removed. She was born in 1992. Third, between 1999 and 2012, he submitted multiple applications for temporary protected status, all of which were denied. This is their claim. The truth is that in 1999, he was approved for TPS due to Hurricane Mitch. Using medical and humanitarian justification under TPS, he was able to fly legally to Honduras a couple of times for emergencies. The fourth lie. Luis was detained during a targeted enforcement operation in Newark, New Jersey. This is entirely incorrect. Luis was kidnapped from Heights Plaza in Union City alongside other day laborers. There is video documentation of this, as well as eyewitness accounts of that day. The absurdity does not end there. His family was asked to pay for the medical expenses for the attention he received while he was in their detention at the hospital. Jocelyn didn't think it was fair or feasible for her family, and they offered to connect her with resources, but they were unclear about what the next steps would be. I want you all to just take a moment and take that all in. I will now read two statements. The first is from his friend, Edgar Rodriguez. I've known Mr. Luis Yanez for 27 years. He was super friendly and a helpful person to everyone, a great friend. I'm deeply saddened by what happened to him in prison or detention in California. He was a very healthy person and didn't have any vices. It's a shame what's happening to our community. We only come here to work, improve our lives, help our families. May God grant that justice be served for what's happening in our community. Lastly, I want to read a statement from his daughter, Jocelyn. I translated it because I know the majority of us speak English, but dear Father, dear Father, today I want to remember you as the great human being you were, a joyful person your granddaughters, your princesas, as you used to call them. Ask what happened and why you haven't called. Your grandson, who made you so happy when people said he looked like you, misses you too. You left a piece of yourself, Dad, because Samir looks so much like you. And it made you so happy when people said he really did look like you. We miss you so much, mi viejito. I stayed waiting for that call you always made, when you would always tell me, hija, te amo, daughter, I love you. My brothers cry over your departure, and as the oldest sister, it hurts me to see them like this. My mother also feels this pain, because at one point, she was your wife. And as she says, you gave her 3 beautiful children, and that always makes her miss you and feel the pain of your departure. Your friends, Dad, every one of them has called me asking about you, because without a doubt, they miss you too. They miss your presence and that joy you shared with them. You left many broken hearts. Descansa en paz, papito. Rest in peace, Daddy. Those who love you and feel affection and appreciation for you here on earth will seek justice. If justice is not done on earth, we all have a powerful God who sees everything and no one escapes him. I love you and miss you forever. Your only princess, Yaslin Yanes. Please do not allow his death and the death of so many others to be in vain. Everyone here should be sharing his story. Please, I ask you, get involved, get connected. We can't do it alone. We all have gifts here. No matter what you think, trust me, I suffer from social anxiety, so I feel it, right? But this is the time. This is the time to find that courage, to find it inside of you. Talk to your neighbors, talk to the crossing guards, have a real conversation with the people that you get your coffee from, your groceries from. Build a network on your block, so that way we don't have to drive 20 minutes to stop ICE from abducting our neighborhoods. We just simply have to step outside. Don't be afraid to record. You all have privilege, okay? I need you to use it. I need you to be brave in this moment. Thank you so much. Please save these numbers. And I know I shared a lot of information, but please write it down. Write it down on your phone. Please take out your phones right now. The hotline number, and this is only for phone calls, and this is all of New Jersey. We're all connected no matter what in the state of New Jersey. The hotline number is 1-888-347-3767. 1-888-347-3767. For Spanish, 1-888-347-3767. 1-888-347-3767. And then we also have another number. You can call, text, you can send photos, you can send videos. This is 201-616-2816. 201-616-2816. 201-616. 2816. 201-616. 616-2816. Gracias. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Oh, can I just teach you something in Spanish real quick? Chinga la migra! Chinga la migra! Chinga la migra! Chinga la migra!
What do we want? Abolish ICE. What do we want? Abolish ICE. Thank you so much. We'll be coming to a close real soon. I just wanted to let you guys know that a year ago I would never imagine myself here. I am a very pretty quiet person, and the fact that this is all happening has made me lose my mind. I've been putting in work with mutual aid, and I have met this one previously detained prisoner who is now freed. Abolish ICE. This migrant I met, he was arrested by ICE in August and sent for deportation. His immigration lawyer was caught committing fraud, and all those under this one lawyer's watch was deemed illegal. This migrant was released by Delaney Hall in November after 3 months of mistreatment and being underfed, lost 30 pounds in 3 months. This migrant is now helping other families affected by this chaotic immigration policy. And you know what the funny thing is? This guy was a Trump supporter from 2016 to 2024. This is a battle on multiple fronts, not just in reality, not just being called terrorists for wanting to take care of one another, but this is a battle on all counts: reality, legislative, and community. There have been so many other orgs that you have been aware to. Thank you so much for being here. As we, our goal for today was to honor the lives of Renee Good, Luis Yanez Cruz, and the dozens of others who have died at the hands of ICE over the past year, and also the thousands who are in ICE custody with no due process. Shame. Shame. Honoring them requires more than just acknowledging them. It requires us to fight to end ICE campaign of terror. What do we want? Abolish ICE. What do we want? Abolish ICE. Thank you. I want to acknowledge how scary that feels now, especially following the murder of Renee Good. That fear is real. At the same time, fascism thrives on fear. It needs us to comply in advance, but we're not going to do that. Are we? Are we going to accept masked men kidnapping our neighbors off the streets? Are we going to accept companies profiting off of family separation? Are we going to accept agents of the state murdering civilians? This is the time for us to be united, to be brave. If you have not already, please attend one of the many Know Your Rights trainings. There's virtual trainings, personal trainings. If you can find the time any morning of the week, join us on our patrols, as she from Estamos Unidos pointed out with the phone number. There are also barrio walks. Get businesses involved, because everything that's going on is with them trying to force their ways into businesses is not only illegal, unconstitutional, it's insane. You can ask any person wearing a neon Negro Watch vest for more information about trainings, patrols, rapid response, and barrio walks. Thank you so much. Say it once, say it twice. We will not put up with ICE. Say it once, say it twice. We will not put up with ICE. Money for jobs and education, not for war and deportation. Money for jobs and deportation, not for war or deportation. No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. No fear, no hate, no ICE in our state. Thank you so much, everybody.